demo of the TD Builder, or Tournament Builder, and I'm going to start it right here. This is the demo version, and we start demo. Here we are. I'm going to set demo tournament. I should say what we're starting with. I'm starting with a list of teams in each division, the divisions, and the times and locations that are available for games. I'm going to go to locations now. Now normally I use a short name here, like F1, and a longer one over here. I'm going to use a shortcut. That means F1 through 4, and this is field, and that'll get filled in. I could have just typed those. It's a little easier to understand, but a little longer. Location colors, you just set the location. This isn't real important, but since we're going to have multiple divisions, they kind of dominate the display. Okay, our divisions here are boys and girls. Could be men and women or whatever. Gold and silver. Set division colors. I'm going to keep it blue, make it a little bit lighter, and here I'm going to make that kind of a beige or yellow, brown, light brown. Okay, now we're to the teams part. It's saying enter the U19 boys teams. And here we have the list of teams that are in the U19 boys with group identification. The number is optional. That means the ID will start at 21. Not really that important, but I save that, and this shows various ways to reference those teams. You can use a numeric ID, a group and numeric ID, and a group relative. B.2 means the second team in Group B, which is Bob Jones. Okay, we save that one. Click this to get the girls one, and we come back up here, and this is the same thing. Starting with 11 this time. Hit save, and there we go. And now we move on to the matches. I'm going to split home and away. That's not real important. And then click here. And this shows I've just set up all the group games. Every team in the group plays every other team in the group. The black one is the actual game, and the lighter colored one is the same game with the order change. So if you click that, you switch the order. You don't actually change the match. Now we do have this inner group equal single elimination, which means A1, B1, and A-1 means the first place ranking team in A and the first place ranking team in B. So we just select that as a single elimination game, and we do a save, and come down here and hit U19G, same thing exactly, and then we save that. We're done. Go to single elimination. We have one for U19B. I could just skip this, but I'm going to add a final label. It's not necessary, but it's fairly common. And I'm also going to do the same thing for the girls. Okay, we're done with that. G slot stands for game slots. And here, okay, what this means is on 3/23/17 from 2:30 to 7:45 we're going to have games every 105 minutes on all the fields. And it remembers which fields I defined. On 3/24 we're going to have games from 10 to 12, and that includes starting at 12 and starting at 7:45 every 120 minutes on all fields. Then between 4 and 6, including the 6, we have games on field F1. We put that there and place that in there, and they say generate, and that lists the games that are generated. Now the assign, if we just hit assign, this is what we get. These are the games and they're time proportional. I basically just need enough room in there to slide the opponents in there. So I'm going to go back to G slots, hit generate, change that to say 40, and that shrinks it by 40%, then hit assign. Now I'm going to assign the games. These are grouped according to when they can play. So if I keep the order steady, I won't have any teams playing 2 games at the same time. And I could could shuffle these around just to give some field variance. Oops, I messed up there. These go down there. Easy to fix though. And then we finish up with the girls. Put those here. We just got the single elimination ones left. Hit that. Up here it says we have 26 matches with 26 slots. And we're basically done. And when I hit save, the tournament is finished. It has been set up and it's ready to go. Now it does take one more step to use it. Hit export. And here we're going to use group relative. This generates a tournament definition, which is a text description of the tournament. If I hit group ID and hit generate PD, down here it'll use A21, A22, B27, B25, etc. If I use name, it'll use name. And you can see that the names are there. I actually prefer group relative because it's very similar from division to division. We do that, we generate TD, and we see A1 v A4, A3 v A2, and etc. Okay, at that point, we've set up the tournament, and it took 7 minutes and 38 seconds to do it, or 7.63 minutes. You hit use tournament definition, and we just picked that up and loaded it in, and the software on the website read all that and generated files. We can edit it down here if we need to. Hit home, and that's the tournament right there. Those are the boys teams, girls teams, etc. Those are the single elimination games. Real quickly, just enter a couple. This is a little more phone friendly, a pop-up menu. Although I prefer a tab and a character turn for the quickest things. And anyway, that's that. It's ready to go. The group standings here are being updated as I enter game scores. Now, this particular tournament changed the teams that were in the group, girls groups, a few days before the tournament. So I'm going to go back here and go to teams, girls, and this is the new order. So we put that in there and then hit save. Then we come back here and I'm going to click name here and generate the tournament definition, and you can look down here and see that the well, you have to be familiar with the teams in each group, but trust me, they're updated there, and that's that. And then we generate TD, and then use tournament definition, and that's the output again. And let's see. There we are. And there's a feature that is very useful for checking things. This shows the tournament from a variety of different viewpoints. The first section here shows all of each team's games, and it shows that they're all evenly spaced with even gaps between them. This is the next Friday. You can look at just group matches or include the single elimination games here. And the girls' games are here, and you can kind of look at those together. Those are the games in time proportional fashion on the field. This is field 1, and it has games at 10 and 12 and 4 and 6. If you go to a specific division like girls, you see that. Same thing on the first two, but down at the bottom you get a map here so you can see which teams play which. Let's see, there seems like there was something else. Oh yeah. I wanted to show you the sort of thing that can be picked up by this. Okay. is JV Super Cup, runs Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Moving to look at the girls' games. They had 7 teams that were all played in the same group, and the top 5 went on to the single elimination rounds. Positions 4 and 5 played in a playoff game, which is right here. No, it's one of these. It's number 19 is the playoff game, and there's also a consolation game at the same time. That's the playoff teams, and these are the consolation teams. The winner of that game moved on to the semis and played the best placed team in the group, the single group, which is this one. If we put the cursor there, it shows Huntsville, game 22. Well, okay, this shows Huntsville plays Grissom. Now, Grissom won that game, so they moved on to the final, and which is what they wanted to do. But this graph does show that they played 4 games that day. It's color-coded. Green's first, blue's second, magenta the third, orange fourth, and I can't remember the fifth, but there are additional colors if that happens. And here, I've got the default of 90 minutes between games, or 90-minute games, and it's showing that the 90-minute game overlaps here. 90 minutes after 4:30 is 6. If we change those to 70, do that, we see there's a little bit of a gap between the games. And the nice thing about this, you can see gaps between games. It's not like a spreadsheet that's just showing you which games are playing at which time. And let's see, this is the bracket for the group games. And that's probably enough for now.